penned these words. He observed, "The common people are always impressed by appearances and by the outcome of an enterprise. And in the world, there are only common people." Niccolò Machiavelli. Chapter 1. The Friend's Hand. The friend's hand, a comforting grip, yes. But understand this, a hand can also guide a dagger unseen towards your very heart. We dissect this silent betrayal. Your ambition is a loaded gun, pointed squarely at the life you demand. They tell you friendship means unwavering support, a loyal ally always in your corner. But this is a dangerous lie, understood centuries ago. Men will always prioritize their own gain, often at the hidden expense of others. He saw that true allegiance is rare, and loyalty often shatters when self-interest enters the equation. Right now, your ambition is bleeding energy, not from direct enemies, but from subtle wounds inflicted by those closest to you. The first leak is the friendly doubt. This isn't direct opposition. It's a whisper in your ear, a raised eyebrow, a dismissive chuckle when you outline your next move. They don't tell you to stop. They just ask, "Are you sure you can handle that?" Or, "Isn't that a bit much right now?" Sometimes it's couched as concern, a gentle warning from someone who knows you best. This concern is poison. It plants seeds of hesitation, forcing you to question your own conviction. Your self-talk shifts from execution to justification, from pushing forward to defending your intent. Every time you justify your path, you validate their doubt, allowing it to take root in your own mind. They deplete your mental resources before you even begin. Watch what happens when you share a bold new plan with a friend like this. You're fueled by vision, ready to conquer. Their response is not enthusiasm, but a list of pitfalls, a story about failure, or a suggestion to start smaller. Their intent might appear benign, but the effect is corrosive. They drain your momentum, one cautious word at a time. Here's how you shut down this specific leak. Stop sharing your ambitious plans. Your vision is not a public forum for debate or a vulnerability to be exposed. Keep your intentions guarded, your strategies silent, your next moves hidden. Execute in the dark. Let your results be the only announcement. If you announce your audacious goal, people will immediately search for reasons it cannot be done. This is either to protect their own comfort or because your ambition makes them feel inadequate. But if you quietly do the work, disappear into the grind, and resurface with undeniable proof of progress, there's nothing for them to question. Their doubts become irrelevant. Another subtle drain is the comfort zone anchor. These friends thrive on the existing dynamic, the established routine, the shared mediocrity. Your growth, your upward trajectory, threatens their carefully constructed normalcy. They don't want to lose you to a different life, a bigger game, because your absence creates a void they cannot fill. They will unconsciously pull you back into old habits. They'll plan activities that clash with your discipline, mock your new routines, or remind you of who you really are before this path. They resist your evolution because it implies their own stagnation. Your ascent highlights their inertia. Think about the last time you committed to a new training regimen or a strict work schedule. Suddenly, late-night hangouts increase, casual jabs about your new lifestyle become more frequent. They try to guilt-trip you for prioritizing goals over their whims. They create friction where there should be flow. Recognize these patterns as attempts to maintain the status quo. Your strategy is not to confront, but to gently disentangle, create distance, set clear, non-negotiable boundaries around your time and energy. Understand that their comfort cannot dictate your destiny. If you try to explain why you can't join their usual activities, you open yourself to negotiation, to pressure, to their attempts to chip away at your resolve. But if you simply state your availability, decline without lengthy explanations, and stick to your new routine, they eventually learn your priorities, Your actions speak louder than any words. Then there's the energy vampire. These aren't malicious, but they are chronic complainers, constant victims, or endless need seekers. Their lives are a perpetual crisis. They see you as a source of emotional support, advice, or validation. They lean on you until you are hollow. Your mental bandwidth is a finite resource. Every minute spent listening to their problems, validating their excuses, or solving their crises is a minute not spent building your empire. They drain your focus, your empathy, and your drive, leaving you depleted and distracted. They turn your emotional intelligence against you. Consider the friend who only calls when they have a problem, never to celebrate your wins. The one who monopolizes conversations with their woes, leaving no room for your experiences. The one who always has a reason things aren't working and expects endless listening. This is not friendship, it is a parasitic relationship. Protect your energy fiercely. Limit your exposure. Implement time boundaries for conversations and redirect discussions that consistently spiral into negativity. Shift from problem solver to observer. Your role is not to carry their burdens. Your primary obligation is to your own mission. Sigmund Freud, the architect of modern psychology, understood the deep, often unconscious, motivations behind human behavior. He knew we project our unfulfilled desires, our anxieties about stagnation, or our need for validation onto others. Your success becomes a mirror, reflecting their own perceived failures. Their actions, even seemingly friendly, can be a desperate attempt to dim your light, making their own shadows less stark. These subtle sabotages masquerade as affection or concern. They chip away at your resolve, your focus, your precious time. But there's another insidious leak, one that hides behind the guise of shared experience, secretly eroding your discipline. What is it? Chapter 2. The Guiding Hand. Guiding hands, a soothing poison. They claim to illuminate your path, yet subtly steer you towards their chosen precipice. Beware these gentle architects of your ruin. This next subtle sabotage is the guiding hand, the well-meaning counsel from those who claim to support you. They offer advice, suggestions, alternative paths, all presented as genuine concern for your well-being. But this isn't support, it's subtle redirection, a gentle push off the cliff of your own intuition. They don't want you to fall, but they also don't understand the unique winds that lift your wings. Their intentions might be pure, but their impact is corrosive. Every piece of unsolicited advice introduces a new variable, a foreign seed, planted in the fertile ground of your ambition. It forces you to pause, to consider, to doubt the clarity of your own vision. Your focus, once a laser, becomes a scattershot. They project their own limitations onto your potential. They tell you what they would do, what they think is safe, what they believe is possible. But their map is not your terrain. Their comfort zone is not your destiny. This isn't about malicious intent. It's about the inherent human tendency to keep things familiar, even if familiar means average. Watch what happens when you start a new venture, something bold and different. You're fueled by a specific strategy, a unique insight. Then a friend, hearing your excitement, chimes in, "Have you thought about marketing it this way?" Or, "Maybe you should partner with that guy. They mean well, but their suggestion is a detour from your carefully planned route." You, out of politeness or ingrained habit, listen. You consider it. You spend mental energy weighing their random idea against your meticulously crafted plan. This isn't collaboration. It's dilution, an energetic tax, distracting you from the singular path you chose to walk. Here's how you deal with the guiding hand. You become the unyielding gatekeeper of your own mind. Your vision is sacred. It's a blueprint only you truly understand. You do not invite casual input, especially not from those who haven't walked your specific path. Filter every external comment, every suggestion, every supposed insight through a single brutal question. Does this serve my objective, my strategy, my unique path? or does it merely reflect their comfort or experience? If it doesn't align perfectly, discard it. You owe them nothing but a polite nod. Cardinal Richelieu, the architect of French power, understood the absolute necessity of controlling the flow of counsel. He knew that even well-meaning advice could weaken resolve if it wasn't filtered through his own iron will and singular objective. He famously stated that silence is a sanctuary, a necessary condition for clear thought and decisive action, free from the noise of competing opinions. What he understood is that your inner sanctum must remain inviolable for true power to manifest. If you announce your plans, if you share your early thoughts, people will feel entitled to offer their unsolicited wisdom. They will see an open door, an invitation to impose their own limited worldview onto your expansive ambition. This is not a malicious act on their part, but a natural human tendency. But if you quietly execute, if you hold your vision close, if you reveal only finished stages and concrete results, there is no opening for them. There's nothing to advise, nothing to question, nothing to redirect. They are presented with a fait accompli, a completed structure they can only admire, not modify. This isn't about arrogance. It's about self-preservation. It's about protecting the fragile, nascent stages of your ambition from the subtle erosion of external noise. Your path is your own, forged in the crucible of your unique experiences and insights. No one else has your specific data points. Every suggestion, however innocent, acts as an energetic diversion. It pulls you from your core task. It forces a mental detour, and these detours compound. Soon, you're not on your path at all, but rather on a cobbled-together route influenced by a dozen different, conflicting opinions. You become a ship with 100 helmsmen. Think about the true cost of entertaining these distractions. It's not just the time spent listening. It's the lost momentum, the fractured concentration, the sliver of doubt that takes root. That sliver can blossom into full-blown hesitation, paralyzing your next crucial move. Instead of absorbing casual advice, cultivate a deliberately small, ruthlessly vetted inner circle. These are not friends who just want to chat. These are strategists, mentors, or peer-level operators who understand the specific domain you are conquering. Their input is earned, solicited, and rare. Ultimately, your intuition is your most powerful guide. It processes data your conscious mind cannot yet articulate. When you override it for someone else's opinion, you are disarming your most potent weapon. Trust your gut. Trust the silence within. Sun Tzu, in his treatise on warfare, understood that the element of surprise and the concealment of strategy are paramount. He taught that all warfare is based on deception. While you are not literally at war with your friends, the principle applies. Do not reveal your full battle plan. Keeping your intentions private, your next moves unannounced, denies others the opportunity to interfere, even unintentionally. It preserves your tactical advantage. The energy you spend explaining, defending, or even just considering unsolicited advice is energy stolen from execution. It's a constant, low-grade drain. Protect your mental resources as if they are finite and irreplaceable, because they are. The guiding hand, while seemingly benign, is a subtle assailant of your focus and autonomy. It seeks to shape your destiny according to another's limited perception. To succeed, you must become the sole architect of your own blueprint, deaf to the chorus of well-meaning but misdirected voices. But what about the insidious trap that uses your own accomplishments against you? The one that turns your victory into a reason for their quiet resentment, transforming your triumphs into sources of subtle attack. What is this next hidden obstacle? Chapter 3. The Praise Trap. Beware the chorus, their praise. It's a silken rope designed to bind you, to lull you into a fatal slumber. Understand this trap before it's too late. They will tell you your success is their pride, Your victories, a shared triumph. But beneath their congratulations lies the insidious praise trap. This velvet cage, built with excessive, ill-timed applause, soothes you into complacency. It lowers your guard precisely when you need it most. When everyone around you chants your name, praising your past achievements, you naturally slow your pace. Their admiration becomes a comfort blanket, a warm prison for your ambition. You cease to hunger for the next mountain because they have convinced you you've already conquered the highest peak. This constant validation erodes your critical edge. You stop questioning your methods, stop seeking out your own flaws. The sharp focus that drove your initial ascent dulls, replaced by a soft haze of self-satisfaction. They feed you sugary words until your teeth ache, until you lose the taste for the bitter truth that fuels real growth. Worse still, their praise often boxes you into a specific role, a limited identity. You're so good at X, they repeat. They reinforce only what they understand, what benefits them, or what makes them comfortable. Any deviation from this approved persona is met with subtle resistance, veiled disappointment, or a sudden withdrawal of their adulation. Watch what happens when you try to expand beyond the identity they've assigned you. When you pursue a new skill, a different path, or a greater ambition, their praise will falter, the cheers will quiet. They don't want you to evolve beyond their understanding, beyond their control. They want you to stay exactly where their praise can reach you. They subtly imply you're risking what you've built, or that you're being ungrateful for your current success. Their compliments become anchors, not sails. They tell you how perfect you are now, preventing you from becoming the superior version of yourself you envision. This is not support, it is a psychological tether. Louis XIV, the Sun King, understood this fundamental truth about power and perception. He built Versailles not just as a palace, but as a deliberate stage controlling every aspect of his image and the information that reached him. He famously declared, "Au afches moi," not merely as an assertion of power, but as a declaration of self-reliance, a refusal to be defined by any external counsel or popular opinion. What Louis XIV understood is that allowing others to frame your narrative, even with praise, cedes control. He knew that the moment you rely on their applause, you become vulnerable to their disapproval. Your internal compass must be your only guide, impervious to the fluctuating winds of public sentiment. Their admiration is a tool they can withdraw. Here's how you disarm the praise trap. Cultivate an ironclad internal validation system. Your success is measured by your own standards, your progress by your own metrics. You do not wait for external applause to confirm your worth or your direction. Their opinions are mere noise, irrelevant to your trajectory. When they shower you with praise, acknowledge it briefly, then deflect. Shift the focus to the effort, the system, or the next challenge. Thank you, but there's still work to be done. Never allow their words to settle deep within you and become part of your self-perception. Treat it like a transaction, not a truth. Maintain a cool, analytical detachment from both praise and criticism. See them as data points, not personal reflections. Their praise reveals what they value, what they want you to continue doing. Use that information, but never let it steer your ship. Your course is set by your own will, not by their fleeting approval. If you announce your achievements with fanfare, people will immediately feel a need to either validate or diminish you. They will rush to place you in a box, to label you. Their praise will be overwhelming but hollow. It builds a pedestal that is easy to knock down, a target for their envy. But if you quietly execute, if your victories speak for themselves through undeniable results, there's nothing for them to grab onto. Your power becomes a self-evident fact, not something requiring their confirmation. The silence that follows a true accomplishment is far more potent than any cheer. It forces them to acknowledge without participation. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher, emperor, wrote extensively about this internal fortress. He urged us to be indifferent to external opinions, stating, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." He knew that true strength came from within, from a self-sufficient mind. What Marcus Aurelius understood is that praise, like criticism, is merely an external judgment. It is a projection of another's worldview, not an objective truth about your being. To accept it as truth is to surrender a piece of your sovereignty. The disciplined mind builds an internal empire, impervious to the shifting sands of public approval. Your goal is not to be liked, not to be celebrated by the masses. Your goal is to be effective, to build, to conquer, to evolve. Their praise is a distraction, a soft narcotic that blunts your edge and drains your drive. Do not seek it. Do not depend on it. Do not let it define you. Your path is singular, your vision your own. Every time you allow their praise to inflate your ego, you hand them a tiny needle to prick your ambition. Every time you chase their applause, you deviate from your true north. Your validation comes from the work itself, from the tangible results you forge with your own hands. But the praise trap is not the only subtle chain they forge for you. There's another, more direct assault on your energy, a silent siphon that drains your mental and emotional reserves without you even realizing it. It operates through the very fabric of your daily interactions. What is this invisible leak? This constant demand on your vital resources that leaves you depleted and vulnerable. Chapter 4: Invisible Leaks. Invisible leaks, a silent drain. They weaponize your empathy, turning trust into a conduit for their emotional refuse. Behold the subtle exploiters. This is the emotional siphon, the invisible leak that drains your mental reserves, diverting focus from your ascent. They don't attack directly. Instead, they subtly turn you into their emotional waste bin. These are friends who constantly offload problems, seeking validation, demanding attention, expecting you to carry their burdens. They mask it as closeness, as trust. But in reality, they consume your vital energy, leaving you depleted. Every complaint they voice, every insecurity they parade, every crisis they present as urgent becomes a tax on your attention. Your mind, meant for strategy or craft, instead processes their anxieties. This isn't just about time. It's about the mental bandwidth you surrender. You give them your focus, your problem-solving capacity, your emotional resilience, receiving only their continued dependence. This constant emotional labor leaves you fatigued, unable to concentrate on your own trajectory. Think about the friend who calls every other day with a new drama, a new betrayal, a new reason. Their life struggles. They don't seek solutions, they seek an audience. Watch what happens when you offer advice. They swat it away, preferring to wallow in victimhood. Their problems become a default topic, a comfort zone of shared misery that pulls you into their low vibration state. They don't want you to rise, if it means leaving them behind in stagnation. Here's how you deal with this. You build walls, not just around your time, but your emotional space. You learn to listen with detachment, offering neutral responses that don't invite further dumping. When they begin their lament, pivot the conversation to their plans, their actions, their solutions, not just complaints. If they persist, you become busy, unretrieved, a less convenient receptacle for their emotional trash. If you continue as their readily available therapist, you empower their dependence and reinforce destructive patterns. You become an enabler, not a friend. But if you quietly enforce boundaries, if you make yourself selectively unavailable for their emotional emergencies, two things happen. They learn to self-regulate, or they find another target, freeing you from their draining grasp. Your energy is a finite resource. Guard it fiercely. This isn't selfishness, it's self-preservation. As the philosopher Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." What he understood is that your time, your mental and emotional energy are your most precious assets. Allowing others to squander them on their endless dramas is self-sabotage, a slow bleed preventing allocation to your own growth and mastery. You must be the ultimate custodian of your attention. Beyond overt dumping, there's an insidious leak. The friend expressing concern for your intense focus. They ask if you're overdoing it, suggest you take a break, or subtly imply your ambition is unhealthy. This isn't genuine care. It's often a projection of their own fears. They see your disciplined pursuit as implicit judgment on their lack of drive and try to pull you back into mediocrity. Observe their behavior. When you discuss progress, breakthroughs, their eyes may betray envy, quickly masked by a forced smile and a casual suggestion to relax a little. They might remind you of things you used to do, attempting to lure you back into old patterns that don't serve your current trajectory. They want you at their level, not because they dislike you, but because your ascent highlights their inertia. If you internalize their concern, letting their subtle doubts seep into your resolve, you begin to question your path. You slow down, compromise, pull your punches. But if you see their concern for what it truly is, a mirror reflecting their own discomfort, you become immune. You politely acknowledge their words, then continue your work, unburdened by their projections. Your commitment is not up for debate. Julius Caesar, a master of unwavering focus and swift action, famously declared, "Veni, vidi, vici, I came, I saw, I conquered." Caesar understood that victory belongs to those who eliminate distractions, cut through noise, and maintain absolute clarity of purpose. He wasted no time entertaining doubts or engaging in prolonged emotional debates with those lacking his vision. He moved, he acted, he succeeded. Sometimes the only solution is to sever the connection, not with announcement, but with quiet, gradual withdrawal. Respond less, initiate less, become unavailable. The relationship deprived of your input will wither. This isn't cruelty. It's recognizing some connections are parasitic. A parasite must be removed before it kills the host. If you feel guilty and try to maintain a draining friendship out of obligation, you sacrifice your potential for their comfort. You chain yourself to their low-energy state. But if you have the discipline to quietly exit, to reclaim the energy they were siphoning, you open up a vast reservoir of mental and emotional power. This can now be directed entirely toward your formidable goals. Your loyalty must first be to your mission. The emotional siphon is a subtle killer, but there are other, more direct attacks on your inner fortress. They come not from emotional demands, but from deliberate manipulation of your perception and the erosion of your confidence. What are these psychological ambushes that hide in plain sight, distorting your reality and weakening your resolve? Chapter 5. The Silent Climb. Subtle poisons, they don't strike with a blade, but with a whisper, eroding your will from within. This is the silent war for your ambition. These ambushes are the whisper campaigns, the backhanded compliments, the subtle undermining of your competence. They don't attack your goal directly. They attack your belief in your ability to reach it. A friend asks if you're sure you can handle that new project, or reminds you of a past failure when you dare to aim higher. They frame their doubt as concern, their envy as wisdom, turning your own mind against itself. Watch what happens when you announce a bold new venture to a circle of these friends. One will immediately bring up the inevitable obstacles, not to help, but to discourage. Another will subtly dismiss your ambition as unrealistic or too much work or not like you. They don't need to sabotage your efforts. They just need to plant enough seeds of doubt in your head to make you do their work for them. This erodes your resolve, makes you question your own vision, and subtly nudges you back into the mediocrity they find comfortable. Here's how you neutralize this psychological warfare. Recognize the pattern. Any comment that diminishes your ambition, questions your capability without offering a solution, or subtly implies your success is a fluke, is an attack. Do not engage with the content of their doubt. Do not try to defend your vision or explain your capabilities to them. Their objective is not to understand, it is to undermine. Cesare Borgia, a man who understood the brutal mechanics of power, knew that control was not just about overwhelming force, but about anticipating and neutralizing any subtle threat to stability. He observed that a kingdom weakens from within, not always by direct rebellion, but by the slow poison of dissent and eroded loyalty. What he understood is that you must identify the source of the poison and cut it out before it spreads through the whole body, leaving you vulnerable to collapse. This insidious sabotage is one face of the enemy, a silent war waged on your inner confidence. But there is another, more tangible weapon they wield against you, often without even realizing it. What about the information they harvest from you? The details you innocently share that become tools in their unconscious arsenal. Every time you reveal a fear, a doubt, a weakness, or a specific detail of your next move, you are handing them ammunition. They might not use it maliciously, but they will use it. They might repeat your vulnerability in an unguarded moment, or dismiss your ambitious plan by mentioning your past struggles, which you shared with them in confidence. Your vulnerabilities become conversational currency, traded freely, eroding your standing in the eyes of others. Think about the times you've shared your financial anxieties, your struggles with discipline, or the secret strategies for your next big project. Then observe how these very details resurface in conversations, sometimes twisted, sometimes used to temper enthusiasm for your future plans. They don't need to actively betray you. The mere leakage of sensitive information creates a strategic disadvantage, leaving your flanks exposed. Here's how you seal these leaks. Cultivate radical discretion. Your plans, your struggles, your deepest ambitions are not subjects for casual conversation. Keep your counsel, speak only when necessary, and only about what is absolutely essential. Your journey is yours alone, and its sacred details must remain protected within your inner fortress. Catherine the Great, who navigated the treacherous waters of court politics and consolidated immense power, understood that true influence came from masterful control of perception and information. She knew that power thrives in the shadows of discretion, and that revealing your full hand too early or too often invited both envy and opposition. What she understood is that the less your rivals know about your true intentions, the more effectively you can maneuver and strike when the moment is right. The tools for detection are now clear. The strategies for defense are forged. You have identified the emotional siphons, the subtle saboteurs, and the information leaks. But the ultimate move requires a final, ruthless calibration. This is where you transition from defense to absolute, unwavering self-preservation. These undermining forces, whether they drain your energy, erode your confidence, or leak your strategic data, are drag anchors on your ascent. They will never truly cease. Your success, your growth, your sheer audacity to climb is a constant, inconvenient mirror reflecting their own stagnation. They will instinctively try to break that mirror to pull you back down into their comfortable, predictable orbit. Here's how you execute the final cut. It is not always a dramatic confrontation, but often a slow, deliberate fade. You reduce contact. You share nothing beyond the superficial. You create distance, not with anger, but with cold, calculated precision. You don't need to declare war, you just need to win. And that means removing any entity that impedes your progress. If you maintain these connections out of sentimentality, out of a misplaced sense of loyalty, or a fear of being alone, you will bleed slowly. Your energy will dissipate, your focus will waver, and your potential will never fully actualize. But if you make the surgical cut, if you eliminate these drains and saboteurs, watch your energy surge, your clarity sharpen, and your path become unobstructed. Your mission is singular, your ascent is paramount. The noise of their doubt, the drain of their need, the sabotage of their envy, these are all distractions you cannot afford. Silence is your shield, solitude is your forge. Your climb requires a clear path, free from the weight of others' limitations. Sever the cords, burn the bridges, climb